I need to tell you something that could lower your blood pressure in the next 60 seconds. No pills, no juice, no equipment, just the air you're already breathing. I'm Claire Baker. I'm 101 years old, and I'm about to teach you 3 breathing tricks that my doctor still can't explain. 3 tricks, 60 seconds each. But before I show you, and I promise I will show you, I need to tell you about my friend Evelyn, because she did everything right, and her blood pressure still wouldn't come down. Evelyn started drinking beetroot juice the same year I did, 1994. She watched me go from 162/94 to completely off my pills, and she wanted the same thing. So she bought a juicer, drank her beetroot every morning, did everything I told her. But 6 months later, her blood pressure was still 150/92, barely moved. She came to my kitchen, sat at my table and said, "Claire, it's not working for me. Maybe my body's just different." I watched her sit there, and that's when I noticed it. Her shoulders were up by her ears, her chest was tight, and every breath she took was short, shallow, and fast, like she was sipping air through a straw. I said, "Evelyn, when's the last time you took a real breath?" She looked at me like I was crazy. "I'm breathing right now, Claire." I said, "No, baby, you're surviving. You're not breathing. See, here's what nobody tells you. You can drink all the beetroot in the world. You can exercise. You can eat perfectly. But if you're breathing wrong, your body stays in fight mode. Your blood vessels stay tight, and your blood pressure stays high. Your breath is the remote control for your nervous system. And most people have been holding down the panic button for 40 years without even knowing it. That's what Evelyn was doing, and that's probably what you're doing right now. So let me teach you what I taught her. 3 breathing tricks that changed everything. The first trick I call the 4-7-8. This one came from a doctor I saw on television back in 1996. He said it was the most powerful relaxation technique he'd ever found. I tried it that same night, and I felt my whole body soften. Here's how it works. You breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Then you hold that breath for 7 seconds. Then you breathe out through your mouth, slow and steady, for 8 seconds. That's it, 4-7-8. The secret is the long exhale. When you breathe out longer than you breathe in, you activate something called your vagus nerve. It's a nerve that runs from your brain all the way down to your belly. And when you stimulate it, it tells your heart to slow down. It tells your blood vessels to relax. It tells your whole body, "We're safe. We can rest now." Most people breathe in long and breathe out short. That's panic breathing. That's what Evelyn was doing. You need to flip it. Short inhale, long exhale. I do this 3 times every morning before I even get out of bed, and 3 times at night before I fall asleep. Takes less than 2 minutes. The second trick is something I discovered by accident, and it connects to that beetroot juice I told you about. You know how beetroot works, right? It's full of nitrates that turn into nitric oxide, the molecule that opens up your blood vessels. Well, here's what most people don't know. Your body makes nitric oxide on its own, and one of the places it makes the most is inside your sinuses, those hollow spaces behind your nose and cheeks. But here's the catch. You only release that nitric oxide when you breathe through your nose, not your mouth, your nose. When you breathe through your mouth, you bypass your sinuses completely. You miss out on all that free medicine your body's trying to give you. I spent 60 years breathing through my mouth. 60 years, walking around, talking, sleeping with my mouth open like a fish. and I had no idea I was starving my blood vessels the whole time. Now I keep my lips sealed. I breathe through my nose during the day. I even tape my mouth at night. Yes, tape, so I don't mouth breathe in my sleep. My granddaughter thinks I've lost my mind, but my blood pressure doesn't lie. Nose breathing is free nitric oxide. It's like drinking beetroot juice all day long, without the juice. The third trick is the strangest one, and it's the one that finally fixed Evelyn. I call it the hum. Here's what you do. You breathe in through your nose. Then, when you breathe out, you hum, like you're humming a song. That's it, just hum. Now here's why it works. When you hum, you create vibrations in your sinuses. Those vibrations release 15 times more nitric oxide than regular nose breathing. 15 times. I read that in a study from Sweden. Scientists found that humming dramatically increases nitric oxide in the nasal passages. And that nitric oxide goes straight into your lungs, into your blood, and opens up your vessels. So I hum every single day. I hum while I wash dishes. I hum while I sit on my porch. I hum little hymns from church, songs my mama used to sing, anything at all. People probably think I'm a crazy old lady humming to myself all day. But I'm not crazy. I'm just making my own medicine. When I taught Evelyn to hum, she laughed at me. She said, "Claire, you want me to sit here and hum like a bumblebee?" I said, "Evelyn, I want you to live long enough to see your great-grandchildren get married. So yes, hum like a bumblebee." She started that very day, hummed in her car, hummed in her kitchen, hummed herself to sleep at night. 6 weeks later, her blood pressure was down to 128/80. Her doctor reduced her medication. She called me crying. She said, "Claire, I can't believe it was that simple." I said, "Baby, the best things usually are." Now let me tell you the real truth. These 3 tricks work. I've been doing them for almost 30 years. But they only work if you understand what they're really doing. They're not just lowering your blood pressure. They're teaching your body how to rest. See, most people live their whole lives in survival mode, rushing, worrying, clenching their jaw, holding their breath without realizing it. Your body wasn't designed to live like that. God gave you a body that knows how to heal itself, but only when you stop running long enough to let it. And your body keeps score. Every shallow breath, every skipped exhale, every moment you forgot to slow down, it all adds up. And eventually your blood vessels get the message. Stay tight, stay ready, stay on guard. That's not living, that's just surviving. And there's a big difference. Evelyn was surviving for 60 years before she learned how to breathe. She was alive, but her body never felt safe, not once. These breathing tricks are how you send a different message. They're how you tell your body, we're safe, we can soften, we can heal. You know what I've noticed? The people with the highest blood pressure aren't always the ones eating the worst food. They're the ones carrying the most weight on their shoulders, the ones who never learn to put it down. Your breath is the only way to talk directly to your nervous system. You can't think your way to calm. You can't wish your blood pressure down, but you can breathe your way there. The beetroot opens your vessels from the inside. The breathing opens them from the outside. Put them together and you've got something no pill can give you. Peace, real peace, the kind that doesn't come from a bottle. I'm 101 years old. My blood pressure this morning was 118/76. I take no medication, and I spend 5 minutes a day breathing like my life depends on it, because it does. Now tell me in the comments, which trick are you going to try first? The 4-7-8, the nose breathing, or the hum? Pick one. Try it right now. I'll wait. And if you missed my videos on the beetroot juice that saved my heart, or the leg exercises that keep me out of a nursing home, go watch those next. It's all connected. Your heart, your legs, your breath, your peace. You can't save one and neglect the others. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some humming to do. My favorite hymn is Amazing Grace, and I've been humming it every morning since.